The school year is almost over. The backpacks are getting heavier with artwork. The kids are fully checked out, and the summer is right around the corner. But before your family shifts into summer mode, there are 7 steps I want every family watching this video to take right now. Because what you do in the next 2 to 3 weeks will determine how prepared your child is in September. So, what opportunities do they have this summer? I'm going to give you a complete end of year parent checklist. Everything from how to have a real conversation with your child's teacher before school ends, to how to read your child's report card like an advocate, you are their first advocate, and how to plan a summer that is fun, enriching, and fits your budget. Stay until the end because I have a free resource that will pull all of this together from the video in one place. The link will be in the description. Okay, let's get started. My name is Dr. Lenise Bostic, and I am the founder of Bostic Educational Group. But before I give you my professional credentials, let me give you the real ones. I am a mother of 8 children. Yes, you heard that right, 8. And I have been planning summers for the last 20 years or so. So when I tell you I understand the pressure of closing out a school year, figuring out what your child needs, keeping everyone engaged over the summer, and not losing your mind in the process, I mean that from personal experience, not just some theory or a book or a video I saw. I have sat at the kitchen table going through report cards, just like you're about to do. I have had the hard conversations with teachers. I have had the years where everything went smoothly and great. And I've also had some challenging years where I had to pivot and figure out what am I going to do with this child and build a completely different plan. I know what this season actually feels like for a family. Now, here's the professional side. Before I started Bostic Educational Group, I spent my career inside the public school system as a classroom teacher, as a building assistant principal, as a building principal, as a district instructional coach, and also finally as a superintendent. I have sat on every side of the table that exists in education, and I know what schools are looking at, what they're tracking, why they're tracking it, what they're also not telling you. Sometimes they're not telling you everything, and exactly what levers you as a parent can pull to change the academic outcome for your child. I left that system because I realized the families who were getting the best results were the ones with inside knowledge and the ones that just knew a little bit more. And I want every parent to have access to that knowledge, just not just the ones who know the right people or can get the right answers. That is why Bostic Educational Group exists. We help parents navigate the public school system with confidence so that their children can achieve the highest academic outcomes possible. And today I'm bringing all of it, 20 plus years as a mother and a career and an educator, to help you close out the school year the right way. All right, let's start. All right, step one, do not skip the end of year parent teacher conference. Don't skip it. I know a lot of parents think that conferences are really only important in the fall or when there's a problem, but the end of year conference might actually be the most valuable conversation you will have all year because your child's teacher is standing at the finish line. They have the full picture now. Here's what you need to do. Contact your child's teacher this week, email or call, be direct, and request a 15 to 20-minute end of year meeting before the last day of school. And please don't do it on awards day. That's not, no. You have a personal meeting where they can concentrate on communicating with you. And if your child doesn't schedule this automatically, you do have to ask. Teachers appreciate it, and they'll say yes. They will say yes. Now, here's where you actually say when you get into that room, do not just show up and ask, how did the year go? That's too general. You want specific answers to specific questions. You're going to ask the teacher, where did my child finish the year academically? Based on what you saw this year, what are the things you would recommend for my child to do over the summer? Is there anything about my child's learning style, social dynamics, or classroom behavior that I should share with next year's teacher? Are there any referrals, evaluations, or services you think we should be exploring for the next school year? That last question is especially important if your child has struggled this year, has an IEP or a 504 plan, or if you have a gut feeling that something might not quite be right academically. Do not leave the meeting without asking. You have to ask the question. I have a guide that will go over that, and that will be in the description box. So just please get that guide. It's a checklist. It'll go through all of these things that I'm going over. Okay, step two. get your child's final report card and actually read it and go over it. I know that sounds obvious, but you won't believe how many parents I've seen and met with that have not read their child's report card or don't understand it. Yes, look at the letter grades or the numbers, but there are also three other things on a report card that you need to make sure is absolutely correct. The first is attendance. If your child missed more than 10 days of school this year, that is worth a conversation. Chronic absenteeism, which schools define as missing 10% or more of the school year, has a direct impact on academic achievement and outcomes. So ask about it. What do they have on record so that you can make plans for next year? The second is the teacher comments. They're usually really small, but they matter enormously. Teachers are often trying to communicate something they could not say fully in a grade. Words like inconsistent, needs more confidence, bright but distracted, or works well below grade level expectations are signals, not just observations. If you see language like that, put a star next to it and ask the question. The third is skill-based marks. Many elementary and middle school report cards include marks for things like demonstrates understanding of grade level material, or works independent, or works well with other, or collaborates well with peers, and completes assignments. These mark a or paint a fuller picture of your child. So you need to make sure you read those and then actually sit down with your child and go through the report card together. Celebrate what went well, and then genuinely and specifically ask questions about what may not have gone well that school year and figure out the why before the parent teacher conference from your child. Step 3, get your child's standardized test scores. Every year they take an end of year test. You need to have those scores. Most states release standardized test assessment results in the spring. These scores tell you how your child is performing relative to grade level standards. When you get the scores, ask for these three things. 1, the proficiency level. Most assessments use a scale like beginning, developing, proficient, or distinguished. If your child scores beginning or developing, that means they are working below grade level standards in that subject. That is not something to panic about, but it is something to plan around and use that information for what you're going to plan for this summer. The subject breakdown. A child can score well overall but have significant gaps in one specific area. A child who's proficient in math overall might still be significantly low in data analysis or fractions. So it's really important to know the details and ask the question. And then year over year growth. A lot of parents miss this. If you have scores from the previous years, compare them and then see if your child is growing, if they're staying flat, or if they're falling further behind. Growth over time is the most telling indicator for parents to see if your child is succeeding overall. Now, here's the part that matters most. Bring the scores to the end of year parent teacher conference. Ask for them beforehand so you have time to look at them and look them over. Then ask the teacher to help you interpret them. Ask specifically, does this match what you see in the classroom? And what does this tell about my child and what they need to do over the summer? Those are very, very good questions to ask. Your teacher input is the roadmap for the summer planning. All right, so step 4, let the data drive your summer decisions. This is a step where you have everything gathered, the teacher's feedback, the report card, the test scores, all comes together in a real plan. Here is the framework I use with families. Think of the summer in 3 buckets. Bucket 1, shore up the gaps. If your child is below grade level in reading or math, summer is a time to close that gap, not widen it. Look for structured summer programming that focuses on literacy and numeracy. Many school districts offer free summer school and extended learning programs. Community organizations, some also offer academic programs. And then the local libraries. I'm going to come back to the library in a minute because they run an incredible summer literacy program over the summer that's completely free. If your child has an IEP or 504 plan, be aware of something called Extended School Year Services, or ESY. If your child's IEP team determined that they need summer services over the summer to prevent significant regression, those services must be provided at your family for no cost. If you are not sure if your child qualifies, that's another thing for the parent teacher conference. Don't assume that it's handled. You have to ask the question. Bucket two, maintain and build. Even if your child had a solid year, a great year, there is something called summer slide and the learning loss that happens when kids go 2 or 3 months without academic engagement. Just 20 or 30 minutes of reading each day can make a significant difference. Consider an accountability structure like a reading log or a summer reading challenge. I heard Pizza Hut is coming back with a summer reading challenge, or your local library. They always have something that goes over with literacy. So, or a light academic program for a few days a week is enormously positive. And bucket three is explore and expand. This is the bucket that feeds your child's spirit. Yes, this is the one. This is the one that everyone gets excited about. And we're going to talk about this in detail in step six. But the big idea this summer is when children have the space to discover who they are. Camps, classes, activities, experiences that match your child's interests are not extras. They are essential to building the confidence and in confidence and identity of who they are and sometimes what they want to be when they grow up, and motivation to make them for the next school year. Step five, plan your free summer field trips, starting with two that every family should make. I hear from parents all the time that summer feels expensive, a lot of money, and it does not have to be. It can be, but it does not have to be. If you're strategic, you can find the free things that happen all around the community. But some of the most enriching experiences you can find for the summer cost nothing at all. Start with your public library. I mentioned it before, but the public library is a great resource. I want to encourage you to make getting a library card a family field trip for the summer. I mean that literally. Put it on the calendar, take the kids, make it an event. It's make it a big deal. It's like, yes, most public school library systems have extraordinary summer reading programs with prizes, challenges, and events specifically designed for children and teens. Yes, even teenagers. Many libraries also offer free STEM workshops, coding classes, art classes, sewing classes, movie screenings, author visits over the summer, all free, all engaging, and all designed to keep your child's mind active. When you get there, walk around together. Let your child pick out their own books. Let them explore. Let them get excited about something. A child who sees the library as a place that belongs to them is a child who reads. And if a child who reads is a child who succeeds. And a child who reads is also a child who succeeds. Second, public parks are underestimated. Public parks. They're underestimated as educational spaces. Many county park systems offer free or very low cost programming over the summer. Nature walks, ranger walks, outdoor science days, fishing clinics, cultural events. Beyond formal programming, outdoor time itself is a learning experience. Have your child bring a journal, let them write it down, ask them to observe something, get a camera, one of those disposable cameras, help them write about it, draw about it, start a nature collection, set a goal to visit 5 different parks this summer and make it a challenge that the whole family participates in. There are other free or low cost community resources as well. Local museums often have free community days. Call ahead and check. Many cities have free outdoor concerts, theater performances, cultural festivals, the outdoor movie nights. Oh, those are so much fun. So, yes, you just got to find them in your community. The point is, an enriching summer does not require a big budget. It requires a plan. And if you build that plan right now, it's totally doable. Step six, build a summer around who your child actually is. This can be the step that most academic planning skips. And this is one of the most important ones that you can do for your long term success of your child and their confidence and their enjoyment over the summer. When you know what your child is interested in, you can find experiences that build on those strengths and you can connect those interests back to academics in ways that don't feel like school. Let me give you some examples. If your child loves art, find a local community art class, such as at the library, an art workshop, or a sketchbook challenge at home. Look into free art days at your local art museum. For older kids, look into the community art program or mural projects that often teach kids project management and collaboration on how to do and complete art projects. If your child loves science and nature, your local public library again, parks departments already are your best resource. Look for nice STEM class or STEM camps that offer through universities, colleges, community organizations. If your child loves reading and writing, this summer could be the summer to write their first real story. Get them a journal, set a daily writing time, find a young author's summer program. Many libraries also offer book clubs specifically for kids and teens. If they love sports and movement, check your local parks again. Many counties offer free or low cost youth sports leagues for basketball, soccer, track, and more. Physical activity is also directly tied to academic focus and emotional regulation. So it's not just for fun, it's strategic. If your child loves technology, direct that energy. Look for free coding camps through organizations like code.org or Khan Academy or local libraries. I'm going to have several links in my description that will go over some of these. Many public libraries now offer access to maker spaces with 3D printers, recording equipment, video editing software. I'm telling you, the public library, I might have to do a whole separate video on the public library and what they have to offer because it is enormous. Here is a key question to sit with. What does my child light up about when they're talking about? Start there, build out from there. And when you find the activity, make the connection back to learning explicit. Tell your child your love of art is also a love of observation, patience, and expression. Those are skills that show up everywhere. So you have to tie what they love to do back to the academic focus of the summer. And finally, the last step, step 7, before school ends, do these 3 things for next fall. First, request your child's cumulative school record and save it. This is your child's full academic record, including all test scores, teacher notes, evaluation records. You have a right to a legal copy. Ask for it in writing when the school year closes. Number 2, write down everything you learned this school year while it's fresh. Take notes on each child. This strategy that worked at home, the accommodations that helped, the subjects that clicked, the ones that didn't, the social dynamics, write it all down. Just take notes. And step 3, if your child has an IEP or a 504 plan, review it now. Confirm that the accommodations are still appropriate, that the goals reflect where your child actually is, and that everything in this place for the school year, or for the next school year rather, is something that is going to be beneficial to your child. And if something needs to be updated, the summer is the right time to start that conversation, not the second week in September. Now, I talked a lot in this video about all the things you can do for summer planning for your child. And I promised you a free resource at the beginning of this video, and I want to make sure you grab it before you close out. I have put together a parent resource that goes over conferences and how to have those conferences that I covered today. It is a printable form that you can have. It includes the exact questions to ask at your parent-teacher conference, a section for recording your child's report cards and test scores in the summer, and then that will help you with your summer planning template. It's completely free. The link is in the description right below this video. Download it, print it, upload it on your iPad. This is exactly the kind of tool that turns good intention into a real plan. And if you are the kind of parent that wants to stay connected, I love talking to parents. I love talking about education and how we can make it best for our own students and our own kids. And it's not just the end of the year, but all year long. I want to personally invite you to the Powerful Parent Academy. It is my free community on school where parents come together and talk everything related to their child's education: IEPs, 504 plans, school transitions, course selection, testing, college planning, and everything in between. You get access to templates, guides, live sessions with me, and a community of parents who actually understand what you are navigating. You do not have to figure this out alone. There's a whole community of parents who are asking the same questions as you are, and I'm right there with you. The link to join is in the description below, and I'd love to see you inside. To every parent watching this video, you showed up today. You are watching a video about how to close out the school year strategically, how to plan a better summer, how to advocate for your child. That is not something that every parent does, and it matters. Your child is watching you, and what they see is a parent who takes education seriously, who asks the right question and builds the right plan. That is powerful. That is the kind of parenting that changes academic outcomes and outcomes for their life. If this video helped you, please like and share it with another parent who needs to hear it and see it, and to subscribe. Please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss what's coming out next. Again, I am Dr. Lenise Bostic, and I help parents navigate the public school system, and we're building futures one family at a time. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.